All right, welcome into another edition of Catching Up with Tommy Mac podcast here on 1010XL's podcast platform, 1010XL.com, 1010XL app, also live on Facebook, and it'll be shared all over the place, all platforms of podcasts that you watch and listen to, and all over social media. And it's great to be here, great to be alive. Victory Tuesday, I guess, because my Boston College Eagles upset the number 10 Florida State Seminoles last night. Very proud of the fact that Bill O'Brien had his team ready, and they really took it to him. And I know Florida State's probably haven't, I don't know why they were ranked 10th, to be honest with you. They did not look like the 10th ranked team in the country. But nonetheless, my Eagles went in there. The debut of Bill O'Brien as the head coach. Very proud to be an alumni of my Boston College Eagles. So fantastic win last night, fellas. Hopefully he can continue going. And I think Bill O'Brien's really building quite a team and program up there. But it is Catching Up with Tommy Mac. Of course, I'll talk about my BC Eagles anytime I feel like it. But it is game week, no doubt, for the National Football League. Man, two days away. 2 days away, and the regular season kicks off, and all is glorious, all is fantastic. And we'll check it out as Baltimore takes on Kansas City, a rematch of the AFC Championship game just a year ago. Man, they got quite the lineup Friday down in Brazil with Green Bay and Philly. Don't know why they're playing that game. I really don't know why, but we're going to get into that and all more and more Jags and Dolphins as they get ready to take each other on. This show brought to you by my friends at Team Tommy Mac. I love every single one of them. You know why? Because not only are they great businesses, they're great people, and they're going to help you when you need them. They're going to give you the best rate. They're going to give you the best service. They're going to give you the best everything. Why? Because they're my team. That's why Team Tommy Mac is a great group of people and businesses that get it done. I'll read about them all throughout a little bit later on in the show. But yeah, back to National Football League. Playing in Brazil. Don't go outside, fellas. Don't go have a good time. Maybe don't even invite your family. But we're going to go play football down in Brazil. Because why? I don't know. We play everywhere else, I guess. So give Brazil a shot. But if the players are really in any kind of jeopardy of their safety, why do you play this game down there? Nonetheless, they'll take off. Green Bay, of course, got that brand new contracted quarterback in Love, Jordan Love. We'll see if Philadelphia can bounce back after a worse colossal failure than our Jaguars. They were 10-1. Think about that, 10-1, and don't make the playoffs. Man, I'm telling you what, you know how Philly is. The Nick Sirianni, he's lucky he still has a job, but nonetheless. We'll see if they can bounce back. Jalen Hurts has got to have a big year. He had a bad year last year. So did up front. How those big dudes on defensive line get moved around like they were getting moved around last year was such a travesty. The Rams will take on Detroit. How about Detroit, man? Sunday Night Football, kicking off the season. Good for them. And you know what pisses me? It does piss me off. Because our Jags and the Lions were neck and neck after 2022. They were the darling of the NFC. We were the darling of the AFC. You know what I mean? And then what did we do? We went kaput, and they went shebang up to the ceiling. And now they're sitting there as one of the top teams in the National Football Conference, and they will be kicking it off Sunday night against the Rams. I'm pulling for Detroit. My boy Mark Brunell's up there, and I like the way Dan Campbell runs things. That'll be Sunday night. And then, of course, Monday Night Football. The Jets at San Fran. Aaron Rodgers. What are we getting? We getting more than 4 plays? Is that a prop bet? I wonder if that's a prop bet to get more than 4 plays or a series out of Aaron Rodgers. I hope so. I want to see a healthy Aaron Rodgers. And I'm not a huge Aaron Rodgers fan. I think he's a little, cuckoo and goofy and whatever. But whatever. You do how you do you, and I'll do me, and we'll all be good. I love him as a football player. I mean, I always have. Loved him as a quarterback. That guy could put the whole team on his back and carry him, and has done it before. But we'll see. Is he back? Is he back to the old Aaron Rodgers? And, of course, San Fran. Coming off a great season, can they continue their run? And looks like they're going to get Trent Williams all squared away at left tackle. Tell you what, when you're in a pole position, you can hold out for more money. Why not? Why not do it? He's going to do that and more. All right, Jags at the Dolphins. This is going to be a big one, guys. What a start. The Dolphins, another team that, they feel very good about their team. I know they lost some guys in free agency. They picked up some as well. But they, they're counting on Tua. They're counting on that running back group, not just the tandem. There's more than two. You're counting on that the wide receiving core. Jonnu Smith is down there, the tight end, who's got a ton of talent. We'll see if he can put it all together for him. But it comes down to Tua. Tua had a massive year last year after struggling the first 2 or 3 years, a lot with injury. Last year was his first year. He played every game, and he performed well. And now, granted, a lot of times he's just got to put it in the hands of his playmakers and let them go to work. But guess what? That's what every offense coordinator wants his quarterback to do. Put it in the hands of my playmakers and let them make some plays. And these guys with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and company, OBJ will not play, it doesn't look like. This is real talent. I mean, like, take it to the house at any given moment, and you better be careful. Because if you fall asleep on them, you're going to have a tough day. But we'll talk about that. But that's going to be interesting. Their high-powered offense against our new defense under Ryan Nielsen. Everything, I'm excited. I'm excited. I look back on preseason. You got to keep things in perspective, right? Most of the time, our first team didn't go against the other team's starters. So don't get so. I'm not carried away either one of the way or the other. You got to make plays when you're called upon. So you play who you play. But the reality is, most of those teams, Atlanta, Tampa, KC, they didn't play their starters. If they barely played KC, maybe a series or two, they went right down the field. We couldn't stop their run. Tampa did a little bit of damage. They didn't have anybody in there, but we couldn't stop their run. They got gashed us a couple times. And then Atlanta had a little bit of success on the run, and they didn't have any of their guys in there. So I don't know. How do you judge that? Well, you got to wait and see. You got to wait and see how they start off against the Miami Dolphins this Sunday. It's going to be a great game. It should be a great matchup. It really comes down to two things. Well, three things, and I'll get to the third in a minute. The high-powered offense versus the Jags D. Can we slow them down? You'd think they're going to score. And then our passing game against the Dolphins secondary. We'll talk about that. Do they have enough up front? I mean, Christian Wilkins is gone. He's stud defensive tackle, goes to the Raiders. Calais Campbell, a Miami Dolphin. He had a good year last year. Jalen Phillips, coming off an injury, having Calais next to him. That could be interesting. Can we take care of them? Calais on Sheriff, Calais on Ezra, Calais on anybody. Can we block them up? I think we have to show that we're going to be this, offensive line that can handle things. We may not be a dominant offensive line. I don't think we're gonna. I don't know. 2 years ago, we went into the season 2022 worried about the offensive line, and they played really well. They were a top 5-7 unit. And then a year ago, we felt good about the offensive line, and they weren't that good. They were okay, and at times really bad. But overall, not a very good showing. So what are we going to get this year? What are we going to get? I know this. Our quarterback took a beating last year, and you could tell me the knee, the ankle, the shoulder, and the head, and I'd say, yeah, but you're forgetting about every inch of the rest of his body that just got pounded into the ground. Too many hits. Some were Trevor's fault. Wanting to make the throw. It comes with the territory, but you can't take those many hits. So we'll see if our Jags passing game can get it done. Miami runs a 3-4 defense. No Bradley Chubb. Let's see. You got, like I mentioned, Calais, Jalen Phillips. They stand out. Chop Robinson. He'll be in the rotation. Emmanuel Agba off the bench. They got some players. I mean, look, their secondary's pretty good with Jalen. He's a really good corner, obviously. You got Jordan Poyer, who's kind of banged up. We'll see if he's going to play. They're banged up on the defensive side. Maybe that helps them. Kendall Fuller, another corner that can play. David Long Jr., linebacker, is pretty decent. Was with the Titans. Benito Jones is their nose tackle. I have no idea who he is. He's 6'1", 325, though, so built like a fire plug. I always tell you, 3-4 defense, the key is the nose. You got to have a good nose that doesn't get pushed back. If you can do that, you got a chance, and then you got to have the rush. But, look, they should have I think we're going to have success against their defense. How much? It depends on our O-line. It depends on our O-line. It also depends on the ball placement of our quarterback. Putting it in our receivers' hands where it needs to be on every single play and letting them make a play. I think Trevor got better throughout the preseason with that. But again, not against starting competition, so I'm not going to get too carried away. You shouldn't either, in my opinion. No disrespect to the second teamers. I was one, but there's a reason there's a second team and a third team and a first team. The first team typically is better than the second team. Not always across the board and not every position, but typically. So I'm not going to get carried away that they did great against some second-string defense or second-string offense or third team for that matter. So, they've got a lot to prove. But I'm expecting, I don't know. Do you think this is a shootout? I don't. I'm not. I don't know. We put up 31 last year against Indy in the opener. So what's a shootout? 31-28? 37-35, Tua and Lawrence going at it. Both got their big bag of money this offseason. They took a while to get Tua's done. Finally got it done. Trevor's got done. I think prematurely, but whatever. I'm not the owner. Let him spend his money the way he wants. Big year for Trev. Can they get it done against Miami? One thing about the NFL, we must. I know I have to do a better job because, especially with our team, I'm going to critique them hard because I do, and I'm going to celebrate them hard. I'm going to praise them hard, and I'm going to critique them hard. But at the same time, I'm going to try to have that, hey, look, it's a long year. Things change. I mean, you just take last 2 seasons, right? We were not on top of the world in 22, then ended up great. And then we were on top of the world, then ended up poor the next year. So what year or what season, what team are we going to get this season? So we're going to find out starting on Sunday. Look, as long as there's good execution, efficiency, physicalness, I do want to see the physicality. I mean, one thing Doug did, I've been saying it since it's happened. I mean, he made practices, he made camp very physical. He did. Even without pads, they were getting after it as much as they could. With pads, it was very physical, very demanding camp. Does that translate over to a physical team come Sunday? Look, different level, but it did last night. Because I know Bill O'Brien ran a very similar camp up in Boston, and they came to play. They were very disciplined. They were very physical. So I'm expecting our team, our beloved Jaguars, and not comparing, but to be that as well. Disciplined, physical, no missed assignments, zero. Too many last year. Stop the run. You haven't stopped the run all preseason. Don't act like you have, because you haven't. You got gashed way too much. These guys can kill you. Mostert, who came from San Fran, is great back. A-Chain. I mean, these guys will kill you. And by the way, I know they lost their guards, and those are big human beings, but they got some guys up front that aren't bad. Liam Eichenberg's a very good guard, can play center if he needs to. Kid out of Notre Dame. I really liked him out of Notre Dame. I wanted our Jags to grab him. Still got Teron Armstead, who's one of the best tackles in the game, when healthy. Aaron Brewer is questionable. He's a pretty decent center coming from Tennessee. So that's, 3 out of 5, not bad. You want to compare him to ours? Who are you calling good? Really? No, and I don't mean that as a knock, but who? Morse? Yep. Anton? Yes. The 3? Cam? Sometimes. Ezra? Maybe. Sheriff? Got to, show it this year. So, I don't know. I look at Miami's offensive line, and it's not great, but it's not bad either. And I don't know the guys that are going to be replacing the guys that left. They've got, I know Robert Jones down there, Isaiah Wynn, who's never really took off, the guard from Georgia. But we'll see. We'll see. Can our defensive front do something? Can led by our boys on the outside, Walker and Hines Allen? Can they get pressure? Can we get pressure up front, in the middle? Eric Armstead, I want to play end. You're playing tackle. I want to play end. I want to play. You're playing. And if you got to play inside, you got to play inside. And quite frankly, shame on you for not wanting to play inside, which I'm not saying he doesn't, but we need him inside. We need him next to Hines Allen or Trayvon, right? We do. We need him right next to him. Hey, you watch Calais and Jalen Phillips go to work. Watch the impact Calais Campbell has on that defense, that side of the defensive line, and with that defensive end. Just watch that impact. That's what we need out of Eric Armstead. Same. Passing downs, move Trayvon in over a guard, Armstead on the end, fine. No problem there, friend, at all. But you're there to be physical and stop the run. Then throw me Mason Smith. I'd put him right next to Eric. I'd be like, Eric, early downs, you're my tackle. Passing downs, I'm going to get you in at end. Fair enough? I think so. But he's got to be there. And I think Mason Smith should be right next to him. You know, I think, look, Devon Hamilton, you know, he looks fine, but I'm not, you know, he's got to show it. You want to give him the back and the infection. It's valid. I'm not saying it's not, but they cleared him the last 5 games last year, and he didn't play well. So don't give me this, well, he was hurt. Then don't play him. If he wasn't ready, you don't clear him. Period. So if they cleared him and he wasn't ready, that's a problem, which I don't think is the case. But they cleared him saying he was ready, and he didn't do anything. He got pushed around. So I don't know. Was that lack of condition? Whatever. Last year's this year. It's a reset button. Give him another shot. Let's see what he can do. But he's got to step up his game. Big time, in my opinion. If you're going to get Mason Smith off the field to get him in the rotation, that's what you're going to have to do, Devon. You're going to have to play some outstanding football, in my opinion. In my opinion. Look, I'm not the defense coordinator. I'm not calling who's going to be the starters, but that's what I would do. I think that kid's played pretty darn well, Mason Smith. And I know he's young, and I know he's raw, but he is ultra physical. And I want ultra physical. I want my backers free. I want them to be able to make plays. I mean, Devin Lloyd gets confused enough. He doesn't need linemen in his face. That'll screw him up even worse. Get him on the line of scrimmage. I'm looking forward to that package. You know, I'm looking forward to Devin Lloyd being up on the line of scrimmage doing some work with those guards and centers. But our defense has got to step up. Our defensive front. I mean, it does. Like I said, Jalen Wright, another back. He had a great preseason, so what? Rasheed Mostert, Devon, A-Chain. These guys are loaded. They're loaded. No OBJ. Braxton Berrios, nice slot, but he's only good when he's one-on-one. You got things going on the outside. So that's what it's going to come down to. You know, how we can take care of their running game. Can we run the ball? Can our timing be on point? I don't think they're very strong up front. I mean, I know Calais is, but I don't know about the rest. You know, they got a defensive end that's pretty good, number 92. I don't know if I wrote his name down, but he's pretty darn good. Zach Seiler, I did. Against the run, he's good. I don't know about against the pass, but pretty physical, big dude, 6'6", 300-pound defensive end. So it'll be good. You know, look, I'd like for us to get off to a great start. We got Cleveland at home the following week, but let's kick it off with a great victory down in Miami, or Fort Lauderdale, the Lauderdale Dolphins, we should call them, because they're not in Miami anymore. Look around the AFC South, Tennessee at Chicago. Man, that's going to be interesting. 2 young QBs going at it. How about that? Caleb Williams named a captain. Rookie year. I know it's happened before, but that's pretty cool. Says a lot. And then Houston at Indy getting right at it in inter-division play. What does Indy bring to the table? I think Houston's going to run on them. I'm going to go Tennessee at Chicago. Yeah, I'm going to say Chicago pulls it out. But look, well, if Will Levis turns out to be anything decent, Tennessee could be decent. I mean, I have them 4th right now in the division, but I don't know. I think we're going to be a pretty tough division overall. So that'll be interesting watching them, see how they get off to the start. Great kickoff on Thursday night, like I said. Interesting game Friday. I wouldn't play in that. Wouldn't want to. Well, I'd play in it, but I wouldn't want to. And then Sunday night, Monday night, and of course our Jags taking on the Dolphins. Tua versus Trevor. Who's the better QB right now? Don't chop my head off for even asking. I have to ask. Who's better? Who would you take right now? I'm taking Trevor, without a doubt. I don't think Tua gets enough credit. He had a monster year last year. Monster year. And that's how he got his big deal. Same with Jordan Love. I mean, he had a monster year. Trevor didn't have no monster year, but he just got paid like they did. So I think what they're expecting out of Trevor is going to be greater than those two. Will it? It's got to be, right? If this team's got to do anything, our Jaguars, our quarterback's got to be top-notch. Top-notch. No ill interceptions at bad times. You know, no missing the open guy for the first down when you're trying to make a big play. You know? Knowing to get that ball out or protect it. You know, you can say what you want, but 60 turnovers in 3 years is not good. You can give me all you want. I don't care. You know, nobody protects, whatever. You still got to hold on to the ball. He gets hit a lot. Great. Still got to hold on to the ball. You know? So that's got to improve. But But I would definitely take Trevor over Tua. And I like Tua. I didn't like him coming out of college. I thought he was brittle. I did. I thought he was going to get hurt, which he did. But he played great last year. You got to give him credit. You can say, well, he just sticks it to Tyreek. Maybe. They do a great job setting them up, getting them open. That's what we want our guys to do. Get our guys open, let our quarterback hit them, and go. We're not going to sit there and be like, well, it wasn't Trevor, it was the receiver. No, the quarterback's got to put it there in the right spot at the right time. So hopefully that happens for our team, more so than theirs. But this is a good one. I'm not going to get carried away if it doesn't go well, unless they get blown out. Then I'm going to be like, what the hell? Come on, what the fuck is that? That's bullshit. But if they don't, it's close, it's going to be okay. Got a long year. People ask me on the street, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I got to see it. I was down at camp. It looked fine. It was better than last year. Definitely. Way better, in my opinion. Way more physical. Way more violent. I think they'll be ready. I think they will be a physical team come Sunday. I really do. And I think I'm going to wait for my score till Friday. That's what I normally do. So on Fridays, I'll be back on. Normally, I am, by the way. I know it's Tuesday today. I was in Tallahassee last night with the family. Had a blast, man. My wife and 2 older girls. We had a great time. Saw some old teammates. One of their sons, actually 2 of their sons, play the center. Pete Kendall was a teammate of mine, played left guard and right guard, one of the guard positions, and played in the NFL for a long time. Mike Marinaro, my defensive tackle, his son Joe Marinaro, number 45, you may have seen him. Great hit on kickoff. We got it on tape, and it was awesome watching him do that. Shed a block and then drilled the guy in kickoff. That was pretty big. But I had a great time, and it was awesome. But normally I'm going to do Monday and Friday. So this Friday I'll be back on, and we'll do catching up with Tommy Mack. We'll really break it down and take a look, and I'll make a prediction. We'll look at some other games as well. Sunday I'm part of the pregame show, and the Jags are away. So they're away at Miami. Or at Lauderdale, and I'm going to be 8 to 10 with Hayes Carline on the early kickoff show on 1010XL. Horse's Mouth back in action. We'll film it on Thursday. I hope you've enjoyed my segments with Dave Campo, Coach Campo, talking about the Jags. We'll do it again. So stay tuned. And I got a new show coming. I can't tell you about it yet, but it's going to be pretty damn cool. It's something nobody else is doing, so I like doing that. I don't like doing the normal boring shit that everybody else does. I like something unique, something different, and what I've put together, not totally yet, but pretty close, is going to be just that. So a lot of content this fall from your man Tommy Mack here. I can't wait for the season to get going. I can't wait for our Jags to win some ball games and get into the playoffs. Playoffs are bust. Playoffs are bust. If they don't make the playoffs, it's an absolute failure, and I'm not going to stand for it, but I think they will. So hopefully they get off to a good start against Miami. Team Tommy Mack, a great group of businesses, man, that I love endorsing. They're absolutely fantastic. Chris Lucero's bail bonds get you out of jail if you get thrown in there. Hopefully you don't. But if you do, he gets you out real quick. Him and his team, they're absolutely fantastic. Carpet Man Flooring, highest quality flooring at the lowest prices. Not just LVP, all kinds of flooring at their 2 great warehouses. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling, veteran-owned and operated. Not only do they take your junk, they will refurbish it and give it to families in need, veteran families in need, and they also have a hauling business. For all your construction debris, they do it right with integrity. Make sure you call them at Get J-Dog, 844-GET-JDOG. Michael Nickens, State Farm agents, been my agent for over 20 years, should be your agent as well. Home, life, auto, and supplemental health, a team ready for you 24/7, business and personal. They are fantastic. Freedom Finance and my man Courtney Myers. You're looking for a fractional CFO. You're looking for a CPA that can help you with forecasting, fundraising, all the things when it comes to capital when you're trying to start your business or keep your business going. Give my man Courtney a call, 620-897-7079. He's a great dude. He got a great business. Family Tradition Specialty Foods. Home of Coconut Joe's. They got the new Pineapple Ghost hot sauce out. Looking forward to that. The Sriracha is my favorite so far. We'll see if the Ghost is. Don't forget, put in that discount code, Pound Team Tommy Mack, and you'll get BOGO free on your next purchase of Coconut Joe's hot sauces. Azar Sausage Company, 3rd generation homegrown down home. Best sausage you'll ever have. It's in all your meals in most of the restaurants around town. Put it in a dish, put it in a bun. Azar Sausage is the one. Newmark Phoenix Realty Group. Phoenix Realty Group and I have been friends for 20 plus years. I love being here. I've been here 30 years. It's unbelievable. Got so many great friends, and they are some of them as well. No doubt about it. For all your commercial real estate needs, when you're talking industrial, office, retail, commercial, investments, they do it all. Development too. So make sure you check out Phoenix Realty. 399-5222 with a 904 area code. Code Ninjas is a great place for your kids. After school, get them into Code Ninjas. Get them into a world of learning how to code, a world of learning technology, using Minecraft, using Roblox, building games, learn about security. I'm telling you what, your kid will be far better off. Yeah, they can still do the sports, they can still do the activities. They take them outside and work them out, so they'll get a little bit of that too. But make sure they get into Code Ninjas and get that technology going. Of course, out there, Inn and Suites, owned by Beach Life Rentals. You see their pawn shop, their surf shop, Beach Life Rentals, is in Jax Beach, right next to Deliacombe. Great spot. Great. They got everything there for you. You can rent boards, bikes, anything. They got sunglasses, all of that. They're up and down the beaches, taking care of you. And, of course, out there, Inn and Suites, 4 blocks from the beach, a boutique hotel, a beautiful boutique hotel. Great pool, great area, great setting with concierge service, whether for the night, the weekend, or a week down here in some of the finest beaches you'll ever see. Don't forget to check out TommyMac.net. You'll see all my latest content with Catching Up with Tommy Mac and the Horse's Mouth right there. And you can also go to my sponsor pages, click on their logo, and it'll take you right to their website. So just check out TommyMac.net when you get a chance. Of course, want to thank 1010 XL. All right, great victory last night. I'm feeling victorious. I'm feeling good. I'll keep it in perspective. Only week 1. I want my Jags to get off to a great start. I'm looking forward to the NFL season is kicking off. It's going to be a great year. Nothing like the National Football League. The best of the best going at it week in and week out and almost every day of the week. 5 out of 7, right? 4 out of 7. We'll take it, no doubt about it. All right, that's going to do it for me. I want to thank Team Tommy Mac. I want to thank all of you for your support. I love you. There's going to be so much content this fall, all centered around football and our beloved Jaguars, and I cannot wait to bring that all to you. Check me out on Friday, and I'll look forward to that. Till next time, peace and love. Stay safe. Be cool. We'll see you right here on Catching Up with Tommy Mac. Have a great day.